Okay, sports, we have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. With Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and Allie LaForce on our sideline, I'm Kevin Harlan. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You take a look at the Celtics, down at 10th in the early going, looking to make a move up in the standings. And, of course, the Wizards, down 5 spots from them. And now the opening lineup for Boston. Dynamic duo of Brown and Tatum at the 3 and the 4. Sam Hauser is out there with Derek White, and it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. And for the Wizards, they've got Anthony Davis. Trae Young is out there with Koulibaly. Then it's Alexander Sarr, and it's Whitmore in at the 3 spot. I've heard coaches talk about slicing the NBA schedule into 10-game increments. Is that something that you recall when you played?
Well, keeping focus on portions of a long season can keep players focused, especially during road trips. Big goals are reached through small steps.
Over his career, we've seen monster assist numbers from Young, so he understands when to kick.
White, wide open. He fires from outside off the mark. Here's Washington now. It's a 3-point game. 3-pointer. White with another miss. Here's Koulibaly. Hauser defending. Launches it. Anthony Davis with the rebound. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Washington. Now let's take a minute to talk to Allie LaForce courtside. Allie.
Earlier I spoke with Brian Hughes. I asked about an approach to Jason Tatum. Coach told me that Tatum is just about as good as anyone at countering plans. So he just asked his players to play to their strengths, saying if they need to make switches, that's almost a better option because the more looks we throw him, the less he can consistently play the same way. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks. Young dishes to Davis. Crafty move, and it's good on the way in. Davis has got 5.
And that's a shot Davis will make 10 out of 10 times. He's just so strong inside.
Tatum kicks to White. In the corner, Tatum with it. And Davis sends it back.
If you're near the hoop, you have to know where Davis is or the brow will make you pay.
You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
4 on the shot clock. Bucket is good. Wizards have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Davis. Now Sarr. Vucevic defending. Here's Young. Rebounded by Hauser.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
Tatum against Koulibaly. Tatum passes to Hauser. 6 to shoot. Vucevic setting the pick for Brown. Green for 2 points.
Well, he's so potent offensively. It's easy to draw up plays for him.
And so it's Young who brings it up for Washington. And this Wizards team, Greg, giving its young players every opportunity to develop.
Yeah, these young guys were the NBA equivalent of drinking from a fire hose. But after years of just treading water and mediocrity, I think the fans appreciate the clear sense of direction from this group.
The Celtics shooting their first free throw of the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
A model of consistency, Stan, for many years, Vucevic.
Yeah, look, Vucevic has been scoring, rebounding, and passing at a high level really since he's come into this league. One of the most skilled big men in the league and sort of a model for the next guys that have come around. Well, he's got the hot hand, and he's scoring with confidence right now.
Wizards trail by 5. Pass to Whitmore. And they get it. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, Young invites the contact. He's so good at finishing through the foul.
And Stan, you think about the skill level of Trae Young. What makes him, in your opinion, such a tough cover?
Well, I think the best thing about Trae Young, Kevin, is as much of a scorer he is, he's even better as a passer. And so it's hard to commit a second defender to Trae Young all the time because he will find the open people and create great, great shots for his team.
Now here's White. Last game out, he had 14. White, a screen on Coulibaly. Pass to Tatum. From past the arc. Rebound by the Wizards. Their last meeting was in this building where they were able to come out on top.
And I thought they were elated with that win after going in as a huge underdog.
And Sarr throws it down.
Most of Sarr's best work is done at the rim. Look at him just throwing it down with ease.
Boston's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. And the dunk by Tatum.
Oh, dynamic two-hand jam.
And right in the face of the defender. And the Wizards with possession, trailing by 2. Outside for Davis. Off target with his 3. For Boston, they've gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. White finds Hauser. No good on the 3. Now for Boston, their last game, a loss to Orlando. Back to Coulibaly. Here's the teardrop. The rebound by Jason Tatum. The Celtics shooting 45% from the field early. Here's Hauser, covered by Sarr. Pass to Tatum. It's stolen by Davis. And here we go. Fast break, and Whitmore's got it. It's good on the putback. Sarr's got his second basket of the game.
And when you ask the coaches about Sarr, they rave about his motor.
White setting the pick for Tatum over Davis. Boston, no good that time either. Washington shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%. Coulibaly up top. Davis setting the pick for Coulibaly. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Here's Vucevic, and slam dunk by Vucevic.
Nice move there from Vucevic to put it on the floor and get the score.
Now, here is Young. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Raptors in Toronto. Pass to Whitmore. On the wing, Coulibaly. 5 on the clock. Lets it go with a 3. And Vucevic pulls it down.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
Now Whitmore after the missed 3 from Derek White. Hauser the pass to White. Vucevic is screen on Davis. And that one's good. Tatum. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Celtics.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And guys, they've also done a great job generating offense from their defense, forcing turnovers and making the defense pay for those mistakes.
So for the Wizards, Keyshawn George, he's checked in for Davis. And it's Johnson in for Coulibaly. The Celtics also changing it up. Cade is checked in, and it's Pritchard in for Derek White. And so Young will bring it up for Washington. Trailing by 2, George sets a screen for Young. With the floater, he takes it up and lays it in. Young's got 5 points so far.
Look at that touch. Not many do it better than Young.
For Boston, they've gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Pritchard passes to Brown. Vucevic a screen on Johnson. And it's Vucevic. That time on the assist by Brown. Brown's got 3 assists in the game. Washington's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Pass to Saw. The 3. Rebound Boston. Brown deciding where to go with it. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Now we'll look at the stats for Jason Tatum.
And guys, this effective field goal percentage is trending in the wrong direction over the past 5 games. Shot discipline hasn't been the best. He'll be looking to play a smarter game tonight.
George with the screen on Pritchard. Here's Young in the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
They are just killing him on the interior.
For Boston, they've gone 50% from the field in the first quarter, 8 of 16. Here's Pritchard. And Sarr pulls it down. Sarr's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Now here's Tatum. 9 points in the game so far. Pass to Pritchard. Shot clock at 6. That's a miss, his second after 2 shots. So for the Wizards, their last game a win against Toronto. And Sarr throws it down.
So much fluidity from Sarr, going right at the rim with that slam.
Boston trailing. And here is Tatum. He averages over 27 points a game and seems to always find a way to score.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
So it's the Wizards now. Here's Young, and he drives in. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Here's Brown. 17 points for him last game against Orlando.
And even if he took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Now here's Tatum. The wide open look here for Vucevic. The offensive rebound. And Keita gets it to go.
Hey, those second chance points are found money. Tremendous effort there.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. For the Wizards, Gill is checked in for Saw. Carlton Carrington comes in for Whitmore. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Trae Young. And then for Boston, Walsh is checked in. And it's White in for Jason Tatum. Washington's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by.
And you see Russell taking the hit on that shot. Great body control, potential and one.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for Washington.
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, get the ball inside. And you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
Free throw good, Russell.
Whether it's points, steals, or passes, Russell is out here working hard to give you what you need.
Russell against Pritchard. White with it. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. White setting the pick for Pritchard. Outside Gonzalez. A second chance effort. Walsh can't get it to go. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Russell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And that's pro. Russell gets his man a little out of position and draws the foul.
For Washington, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Free throw good, Russell. And the Celtics making a change here. Shireman's checked in. And so he hits both. Celtics trail by 5. Now Pritchard. He has yet to score. And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession.
Looking now at the numbers for George. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's around 10 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Celtics making a switch here. Garza's checked in. Outside, George. Pass to Gill. Back to George. Nice ball movement by Washington. Gill misses.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Pritchard against Russell. Pritchard passes to Queta. Now Pritchard. That one, no good. Nice D from Russell. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Johnson. Back to Russell. Here's Gill. Shoots from the corner. No good that time. Trae Young, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Wizards. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll get you back to the action after this break. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Wizards?
Hey, why take jump shots when you can get your points at the rim?
Yeah, they've made a point to get inside on this defense, and it's been working like a charm early on.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Pritchard and White are their guards. And it's Walsh in at the power forward position. And the basket is good.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Wizards leading by 3. Now, here is Russell. Outside, George fires the 3. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. George has got his first 3 points of the game.
Getting everyone involved. Russell operating the offense like a seasoned vet.
Here's Queta. He's coming off a 16-point game against Orlando.
Yeah, and the effort on the boards last game gave them that many more chances.
I know some would classify Derek White as underrated. Stan, what's your read on him?
Well, Kevin, I would say he was underrated for a long time, but now I think we've all gotten smarter, and we all realize Derek White is one of the best guards in this league, period. I don't think he's underrated anymore, and I just think it took us a long time to catch up with how good he is.
And Russell gets it to go.
And look at Russell bringing the intensity. He's stronger now, willing to mix it up inside no matter who's on him.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. White the pass to Gonzalez. Here's Pritchard over Russell. Rebound by the Wizards. Davis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Carrington with the ball. White covering. Carrington, that's good.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
And they keep hammering away at them inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. 6-point lead. Russell sets a screen for Johnson. To the inside. Deflects the pass. Short. And Pritchard pulls it down. For Boston, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. It's time to send it over now to our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you, guys. Anthony Davis talked about what motivates him. He said championships. The things I do in the community, being a good teammate, playing hard. All that stuff matters the most to me. Don't get me wrong, money is amazing, but my legacy will win that battle every time. Guys, back to you.
Priorities straight. All right, Allie, we thank you very much. And here is Johnson, following the three-pointer by Derek White. Back to Carrington. Just 5 to shoot. Jacks up a 3. A rebound by the Celtics. Cata's got rebound number 5 here tonight. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Gonzalez. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Johnson with a screen on Pritchard. Gonzalez against Russell. From deep, George. No good. That's miss number 2. He's 1 for 3. Pritchard with the ball. Still without a basket. Gonzalez, that's good. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. Trae Young, he's checked in for Carlton Carrington. Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. Sam Hauser comes in for Pritchard. Here's Young. He's got 9. Davis with a screen on White. And Young kicks to Davis. To halt the run. It's rebounded by Walsh. Boston's gotten both of their 3-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Pass to White. They set the screen beyond the arc. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got 8 rebounds in this game.
Well, despite his lack of efficiency, the team has put together a good offensive effort tonight.
And we've seen this movie before. Davis moves with authority and attacks the rim.
Now, Hauser. 9 points last game out. White drives in over Young. And it's Boston with another.
Well, what a quarter he's had. You can tell he's in the flow. They should be looking for him every possession.
Washington trailing. Young looking around. Shakes him. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on White. It seems to be an overlooked part of Trae Young's game, but GA, he's led the NBA in total assists a few times.
No doubt. You initially think about Trae shooting, scoring, but he also runs the offense really well and wants to facilitate.
First free throw is good. And Greg is a former point guard in this league. Give us your top floor generals of all time. The guys that could direct the floor and could control a game.
Wow. If we're talking traditional point guards, I mean, I got to go Magic, Isaiah, CP3's in that conversation, Jason Kidd. But I've got a separate list for that hybrid point guard, right? Which that includes guys like Steph and Iverson, West, and the great Oscar Robertson.
Hauser with the ball. He's guarded by Russell. Clock at 6. Over in the corner, Pritchard. No good with the triple.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Now here's Tatum. A 24-point outing in their last game against Orlando. Young for 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
I mean, look, Trae Young is getting whatever he wants. Just keep getting him the ball.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. Let's go to the 2K leaderboard to see which players have had the most success from the stripe this month. Second is Trae Young.
And during that time, guys, he's been an absolute dead-eye shooter from the free throw line. His concentration just never wavers.
Here's Tatum. Tatum gets it inside.
Such good play from Tatum near the hoop that time.
And here's Russell. He has 7. Pass to Davis. Now, here is Young. And the 3 off target. Pritchard against Russell. Pritchard passes to Tatum. Back to Pritchard. Rebound by the Wizards.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And it's good for 2.
An active competitor, Russell won't go down without a fight, especially around the rim.
So it's the Celtics now. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Brown against Johnson. Fires for 3. And it's Brown missing.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Here's Russell with the 3. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Russell passes to Young. Yes, that goes in. Now it's a 5-point Wizards lead.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Just 5 on the clock. There's the 3. The rebound by Johnson. Wizards leading by 5. Out to Russell from outside the arc, and the 3 ball is good. Russell's got 7 now in this quarter.
And we've seen this offense step back into three-point land a little bit more in this quarter.
Pass to Pritchard. George against Tatum. The Celtics need to get a shot off. They get it back. Queta, and Davis sends it back.
At this point, finding blocks comes naturally for AD. He just anticipates and attacks the basketball.
Now, here is Young. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And the shot goes in. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy. For the Wizards, Alexander Saw. He's checked in for Davis. Whitmore comes in for Keyshawn George. And it's Koulibaly in for D'Angelo Russell. Vucevic, he's checked in for the Celtics.
Set it up.
Pass to Pritchard. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic. Pritchard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now, here is Young. 18 points for him. Johnson outside. Koulibaly with a screen on Pritchard. Now, Koulibaly launches a 3, and the Wizards hit again from deep.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Yeah, sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Pritchard. 9 points last game out. It's good, and the Washington lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Tatum.
And nice shot by Tatum, answering the 3 from the other end.
Here's Young. And Tatum pulls it down.
And one thing I liked in the first quarter was their aggressiveness to draw the contact, putting the defense on the defensive.
Wizards leading by 7. There's a minute 34 left in the first half of the game. Johnson, the pass to Sarr. 5 to shoot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Vucevic.
And the length of Sarr is a lot to deal with. Sometimes the defense has to foul.
The Wizards have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. And the first one at the line is good.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And the big fella, Alexander, showing promise. Craig, especially at the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, great mobility for a 7-footer. That's invaluable for a big man in today's game. And has the makings of a modern offensive game as well.
1:07 left in the second quarter. On the wing, Johnson fires from deep. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Koulibaly with the steal. Johnson in the corner. Lets the 3 fly. A putback. Rebound Boston. Vucevic has got his 4th rebound in this one. Stolen by Tatum. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock.
Well, you love the unselfishness. Makes the next pass and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
Washington leading now by 3. Here's Young. 18 points for him. In the corner, it's Whitmore. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Young's got assist number 5 here tonight. And so we wrap up the first half. Wizards lead by 6. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington.
Hey folks, halftime here, and it's been the Trae Young show through the first half.
The skill set is all there for Trae Young. Passes and shoots as well as anybody in the league. He's shifty in the paint too. That floater, or he might go and throw the alley-oop, might have been able to get around you, Shaq.
No, Kenny, if he blew past you, he'd hit the Great Wall of me.
Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys have led the way for their teams.
When you have two players going at each other like this, it becomes a point of pride. That's when the sparks fly. That's when it gets interesting.
For us and for the fans watching. And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been one outstanding game from Trae Young.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. They've got Cam Whitmore. Anthony Davis is out there with Song. And it's Young. And it's Coulibaly in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 on the floor for the Wizards.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Coulibaly. Young in the corner. This one for 3. Sarr. And Sarr throws it down hard.
Goodness, Sarr is a different type of athlete.
Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Cam. Celtics trail by 5. Outside, White. Pass to Vucevic. Back to White. Now Tatum, 6 on the shot clock. They get it back. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And so Young will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. They've led by as much as 10. Now Sarr. The basket good off the assist from Young. Young's got 6 assists in the game. Pass to Tatum. Tatum with another miss. Washington leading now by 6. Right side Davis. Young finds Sarr. Here's Whitmore. Guarded by Tatum. And here's Davis for 3. The rebound by Jason Tatum. Tatum's got 6 rebounds now in the game. And Davis sends it back.
A two-way star, AD has led the league in shot blocking on multiple occasions.
Young from outside. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. Celtics trail by 6. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Wizards are letting their young guys learn on the fly. Guard Bub Carrington said, the whole organization communicates to us often. We drafted you guys for a reason, they say. Don't be scared to make a mistake. Play your game, use the things that got you here, and see if it sticks. Kevin, back to you.
Learning on the job. All right, Allie, we thank you very much.
Terrific finish there from Brown. He goes up strong and absorbs the contact.
Coulibaly with it. He's got 5. Young outside. Pass to Sarr. From the arc. The basket good. Off the assist from Young. Young's got his 7th assist in the game.
Well, Sarr continues to develop that three-point shot, hoping to make it a reliable part of his game.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. The league's long-distance Bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
You look at Tatum. He's got a place in the three-point contest within his reach. I hope he makes it because I know how much this would mean to him to be a part of the event.
I mean, that's a good call, Kevin. He's the type of player that can really deliver on a stage like that. He'll be very dangerous if he ultimately gets in.
And as the votes keep pouring in, we'll keep you updated on any changes to that list. It looks like we're going to have quite a group.
Man, you talk about the ultimate marksman's list here, Kevin. Maybe this will be the year somebody gets that perfect score.
Now here's White. After the miss from Vucevic. Count that one. Washington leading now by 5. Davis in the corner. Puts up a three. And again, it's Washington with a three.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
So the wing on the left. Vucevic dishes to Brown. Tatum on the wing. He's guarded by Davis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Hauser. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Washington's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Back to Young. Here's Koulibaly. Hauser defending. And stolen by White. No good with the layup. Wizards have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And over 3 years in high school, Anthony Davis shot up from being 6'2" to 6'10". But Greg, he brought those guard skills with him.
And Kevin, that transformation as a pro also significant. Adding over 30 pounds to his frame. And with his wingspan over 7'5", he is a physical presence.
And that one falls for Davis. So, GA, between the NBA Cup, the play-in, the new All-Star game formats, the NBA not averse to some experimentation.
No doubt. And listen, not all the ideas have been successful, right? But overall, that willingness to innovate has paid off. The world doesn't stand still, and neither should the NBA.
That one is no good.
And one of the best big men in the game, Davis, continuing to prove how dominant he is.
Here's Vucevic. Rebound, Washington. Sarr's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Pass to Whitmore. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
This is what I love about Whitmore, his fearless attitude and that ability to draw foul.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Wizards.
Well, they've been absolutely on fire from deep. And until the defense offers more resistance, the coaches are going to keep encouraging them to let it fly.
And also, they took advantage of their quickness, got inside and blew through the open lanes. Great job of attacking the paint.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Whitmore. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. 11-point game. Outside, White. Back to Tatum. Shot clock at 5. Leaner from distance. He squares up and sinks it. Tatum's got 19 points.
He's so good in that medium range area. Tatum can create space and shoot over the top of the defense.
Now, here is Young. He's got 18. And again, Washington, no good. Brown down low. Whitmore defending. And White kicks to Brown. Cash money. Brown with the tray.
Brown does a nice job of staying ready and making himself a weapon off the ball.
Pass to Whitmore. Back to Young. Here's Whitmore. Sarge trying to get open. And Whitmore with the basket on the assist from Young.
And Whitmore a beast inside because of his power and ability to elevate.
Celtics trail by 8. And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Wizards making a switch here. Johnson's checked in. Austin also with the sub. Pritchard's checked in. Brown right side. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. And taking a broader look here at the year-over-year scoring trend for Trae Young.
And you can see his scoring numbers trending down as time goes on. It's not what you want to see, but maybe it's just time to shift his approach a little and start looking for other ways to get points out there on the floor.
Brown outside. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to White. Rebounded by the Wizards. Johnson inside. White's there. Johnson can't get it to go. Celtics trail by 8. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And here's Tatum for 3.
And every miss finds its way to his hands. Well, what an impressive performance.
Yeah, he's been a beast on the glass. A monster night for him.
For Washington, they've gone just a bit under 50% from the field since halftime. 5 out of 11. Here's Johnson. And the basket is good. The call goes his way, and we could be looking at a three-point play. The Wizards have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12. Celtics trail by 11. Bounce pass from Tatum. Lets it go from the wing. Jump shot is good. White's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from that.
Now, here is Young. 18 points for him. And it's Davis missing. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Celtics will retain possession here.
A moment here now to see the numbers for Trae Young. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. And he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. Now, Vucevic following the three-point attempt by Anthony Davis. Tatum bats for 2. Offline from the top of the key. Wizards leading by 9. Davis in the corner. Over Tatum. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 8 rebounds in this game.
Well, this period, he's been his own worst enemy, and now he's pressing.
And yes, it's good.
Well, he was scuffling with this shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. And now let's bring up the numbers and show you the point guards with the highest assist rate over the past month. Second is Trae Young.
And these are the best passers in the NBA. No question about it. Every one of them is willing and able to be the floor general out there and make sure the offense is running at full speed.
Yeah, it's a talented group. Great leadership qualities, and you trust these guys to make great decisions.
Now here's Johnson. Right now averaging about 5 points a game. Here he goes. And then Johnson with the jam.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Celtics trail by 9. Now Tatum. Here's Kata. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Song. For the Wizards, George is checked in for Anthony Davis. Carlton Carrington comes in for Cam Whitmore. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Trae Young. On defense, the Wizards. Here's Pritchard. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. They grabbed their own miss. Tatum against Song. Shot is good, and the Wizards' lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Tatum. Tatum's got 7 points here in this quarter. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Russell sets a screen for Johnson. And then Johnson with the dunk.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. And we felt it. Even over here, we felt it. Celtics trail by 9. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Keyshawn George. That is his first foul of the game. Gill is checked in for the Wizards. Boston also with the sub. Gonzalez, he's checked in for Tatum. And it's White, top of the key. Pass to Pritchard. There's the pick. 5 on the clock. Over Russell. The step back jumper is good. Pritchard's got his second bucket of the night.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Here's Gill. Outside Russell. Johnson left side. Shoots the 3. And Boston with the rebound. Pass to White. Here's Kata. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. The 3. White, good. Now just a 4-point Wizards lead.
Well, it's only his second 3 of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
George with the screen on Pritchard. A 3 ball. And there's George. That's good on the assist by Russell. George has got 6.
Yeah, and when you're hit, you gotta hit back.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
Here's Walsh. Pass to White. And the Celtics another 3.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
The third quarter comes to a close. Wizards out front. They lead by 4. We'll be back shortly, live from Washington. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Well, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And to look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Sam Hauser is out there with Peyton Pritchard. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Queta in at the center position. Celtics trail by 6. Out left to the wing. Pritchard with a wide open look. The shot's good. Brown making the play.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Russell passes to Johnson. Russell a screen on Brown. And the shot is good from Johnson. And it's 9 points for Trey Johnson.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Celtics shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. And Queta gets it to go.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
Yeah, there's no excuse for giving that up. That's the absolute last thing you want to happen.
Wizards leading by 3. George with the screen on Pritchard. It's George on the wing. The rebound by Queta. Queta's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Brown the pass to Pritchard. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Walsh. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. Davis has got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Harrington, that's good.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
There's the pick. Pass to Walsh. Off target from three-point range.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's space and then go and corral that backboard.
Now here's Brown out to the wing. Back to Hauser. Russell against Pritchard. 5 to shoot. Fires the 3. The rebound by Johnson.
And they need his offense right now, but his shot is just not falling.
Davis dishes to Johnson. That's in there. Davis with the assist. Davis has got 3 assists tonight.
And for his position, Davis, a solid distributor. He's one of the league's most unique players.
Here's Pritchard. Outside Brown. We had a nice open look right there.
Mano. This is where it can get a little personal.
Well, and as a fan of the game, you have to love these back and forth moments.
Now here's Johnson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Trey Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. Young's checked in for Carlton Carrington. Vucevic, he's checked in for the Celtics. Brown against Johnson. Pass to Queta. And here's Vucevic. Pritchard from outside. Boston, no good that time either. Russell passes to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, Hauser. Back to Pritchard. Now, here's Brown. Pritchard sets a screen for Brown. Brown gets it done inside.
Look, Brown's a great athlete. I love to see him work inside.
Washington leading now by 5. And here's Young. Johnson with a screen on Pritchard. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's foul number 2 for him. The Wizards making a switch here. Exum's checked in. Jason Tatum, he's checked in for Boston. Derek White comes in for Brown. Outside, Davis. Exum. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. White goes in. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Now just a three-point Washington lead.
Well, you know, White is quietly one of the league's most effective finishers on the drive.
Washington with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. Bounce pass, Young. And George kicks to Young. And he gets it to go. Young's got 20.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Whitmore, he's checked in for Washington. And the Celtics also making a change. Kate is checked in. And now Allie LaForce says something for us from the sideline.
Over the break, I listened in on Joe Mazzulla's huddle. He said to his players, I believe in you. I know what we have. It was less about X's and O's and more about the team's identity. Guys, they play for one another.
And Allie, thanks so much. Here's Kata. Here's White. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Johnson down low. Hauser defending. And the shot is good from Johnson.
Can't argue with a chance like that. Give me more of those.
White the pass to Tatum. Lets it go from deep. Boston again missing. Wizards leading by 7. Johnson kicks to George. There's the triple. And Boston with the rebound. Vucevic has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And look, he's had an off night, but it won't matter as long as they hold on to this lead.
Pass to Whitmore. Back to Young. From deep. Rebound Boston. Tatum's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Well, and after making just 1 triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Wizards have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. White against Young. Outside, George. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 7. Off target from the baseline.
Might be time for a little different approach. His shot hasn't been falling here in the second half.
And I like Davis's decision-making. Fantastic. Always great at understanding when to move the ball.
Now here's White. Vucevic is screen on Young. Down low. It's stolen by Davis. In transition, here come the Wizards. Here's Johnson. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It goes on Jason Tatum.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force them to the line.
First free throw is good. Jaylen Brown's checked in for the Celtics. And he makes both free throws.
Well, he's been very good at the line, and we all know free throws can make or break you in the end.
Pass to Tatum. Now Vucevic. Off the mark, and the drop continues. Now here is Young. Outside, George. Now Davis. In the corner, it's Whitmore. And pushing it up, here's Boston. That one's good, and the Washington lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Vucevic.
Guys, the moment Vooch gets that ball in the paint, he can beat you in so many different ways.
Washington has gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Boston shooting in the fourth quarter has looked shabby, 38%. Brown finds Tatum. Another shot. Tatum fighting for those second chance points.
Well, look, you're talking about one of the more dynamic scorers in this league. Jason Tatum putting on a show.
Bounce pass Young. George against Tatum. George dishes to Young. Down to 5 on the shot clock. A beautiful reverse layup. Young's got 22.
One of the elite scorers in this league. Trae Young with another big night. He is relentless.
Here's Tatum. Pass to Vucevic. Here's White. Three-pointer. And it's Whitmore with the rebound. Whitmore's got 5 rebounds tonight. Johnson surveying the floor. And here's George. Shot clock at 6. Young! Missed on the 3. Celtics trail by 9. Let's go to the sideline. We've got something on Peyton Pritchard. Allie, what's the status?
Thanks. I got some news from Boston's head athletic trainer. He let me know that it's a strained hip, which causes plenty of soreness and shooting pain in that area. As we get into the season, injuries becoming more common. In this case, he's been given the green light to keep playing. He'll just have to be more careful moving forward. Guys?
Thanks, Allie. We appreciate the update. Well, guys, certainly not the news his fans were hoping for.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, it sounds like he's got a long road ahead of him in terms of his recovery.
That's just awful news. You really feel for the guy, and you know everyone in the NBA family is wishing him a speedy recovery.
So for the Wizards, Sarr comes in for Keyshawn George. And it's Koulibaly in for Johnson. Celtics trail by 11. Tatum on the wing. He's guarded by Davis. That one goes in.
Oh, another huge night for Tatum. One of the top scorers in the NBA. Jason beats you in so many different ways.
Young with the ball. And it's Jason Tatum with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Young fires, knocks down the 3.
The crisp mechanics of Young on display there. A guy who has his shot down cold.
Davis against Tatum. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Young.
Well, he's trying to shoot his way out of it from distance, but look, he's got to find something easier.
With the drive, what a finesse finish on the way in.
Well, this isn't the guy you want to send to the line. Young can make these in his sleep.
Clear what a leader Young is on this team. He senses when they need an infusion of confidence and always tries to provide it.
Now here's Tatum. And with all the talk about load management, coach, and player participation, what about getting rid of players fouling out?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of getting rid of players fouling out. I do like the idea, and I think Scott Skiles was the one who brought it up, Kevin, of taking like the offensive fouls and just having that be a turnover, like the illegal screen or a charge, and not charge that as a personal foul, where honestly you end up being punished double.
Now White.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for Washington.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And they've put themselves into the driver's seat in regards to the season series with this team. Tonight's win will give them a 2-1 edge with only 1 left to play.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Trae Young.
Well, just a fantastic job of distributing the ball. When you're able to see the floor like that and take advantage of what the defense gives you, it's huge.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Vucevic. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 14-6 run. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. And I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
So let's go courtside where Allie LaForce is standing by with our player of the game, Allie.
Trae, you guys had a look in your eyes tonight. How satisfying was it to get this win?
I mean, it feels great. It feels great getting a win. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just here to help my team win, whoever we're playing against. And that's all I care about.
Thanks, Trae, guys.
Terrific, Allie. Thanks. And that about wraps it up. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Trae Young.